Leo, as of late, this team in the third period has given up leads, games that have been tied, haven't been able to. What does that say about this group heading into the postseason to finish in the final
20? Yeah, I thought, the game against Belleville, we had a 2-0 lead. And then the game against Laval, I really liked the way we played, but we gave up a lead. So I thought we played a really mature, especially the second half of the game. I really thought we tilted the ice. We did it a lot. I think it got into a little track meet the first period, probably the last 10, and that's, they have really talented players, and I thought we did we like to use the term ground game, like playing below the circles, grinding teams out, keeping possession of the puck. I thought we won a lot of shifts, and I thought the last 10 minutes, I think the guys did a great job of managing the game and kind of got back to, what we've been all year, to be honest with you. We've been in a lot of those situations, and the guys' commitment to play winning hockey, and it was a really selfless team effort, and I'm really proud of the guys.
And then factor in that this is kind of a depleted forward group right now with a lot of moving parts. So what does that say about some of those guys who did contribute today moving forward?
Yeah, you look at Feeds, like what he's went through this year. I think it was his 14th goal. He was healthy scratch 14 games in a row. And to start the season, he's come in here and trust him in late game situations. We got that Dunner line back together because that's probably the line we're going to use to check in the playoffs. And it was, we just given guys getting called up, we haven't had a chance to play that line, back together. It's probably been a month and a half, so it was good to see them. I thought they did a great job against the top guys. It was guys have done it all year, regardless of who's in the lineup. I think it's belief in the team, the way we play. You guys could hear it on the bench after we started winning shifts, and it was Amherst hockey. Like I thought we played relentless. I thought we did a great job pressuring the puck, and really the commitment coming back. And other than a couple where, those blue line plays, they had a couple odd man rushes. I thought for the most part we did a great job coming back in our zone and making them go through 5 guys.
Those empty netters, 2-1 game, but it didn't really feel like that because you had that control. So how is that also another added boost for this group when you don't have some of those?
It's one of those things where we hit 2 posts in the third, and then Wally had one that wide open net back door, and you as a coach, you're like, man, that you want to get the third one, We didn't get the third one, but we stuck with it. But yeah, I was a little, if you hit a couple posts, you start to get a little like if they pop one. But yeah, I just really liked us tonight. I really liked the selfless team game, and I thought just a lot of really good things tonight.
Obviously, we've talked about Devin all year long, but how important is it, as you guys approach the playoffs, for him to have a game like this, kind of shaking off the past 2 games? So to speak?
Yeah. Dev's done a really good job. I think part of his development is being able to respond, especially if you look at the game. Probably the first game he was pulled in Laval. This was about 2 months ago. He came back. I think he had a shutout and gave up 1. I think Dev's. We're not here right now without him. He's done a great job for us. There's been some nights where we haven't been good and he's bailed us out, but there's also been nights where, like tonight, where he has to make the saves he needs to make, but we did a great job in front of him. But he'll get one more start, and then we'll probably. I think it's important for him to play 2 games, just like a playoff schedule game, day off. So most likely he's going to go Friday and then not on Saturday, so he gets his work in and then be ready to go for the playoffs.
Has Metsä meant for you?
Yeah, I can't. You hear about him before the season starts. I didn't know anybody, but he's an ultimate competitor, selfless, and I don't use this term lightly. Like, he's a winner. He's a gamer. Like, and you trust him in certain situations. He's a national championship, winner, which is really hard to do in college, and just his story, drafted by 4 teams in the USHL, was a walk-on in college, played 5 years, and to have the impact he's had in our organization. Yeah, he's been incredible for us. You know, he's having a career year. I think he's up to 44, 45 points. He's top 10 but he just does so many things too. Of like when the game's on the line, third period, he makes really hard plays and he defends really well for an undersized. He's just competitive. You know, you win with guys like that, and he's yeah, I love him. He's an amazing person, player, and fortunate to coach him.
Approach the last 2 games now. I mean, you're locked in.
Yeah, I know. You know, it's real interesting. You kind of watch the NHL, like the teams that, like Washington, I think is 3-6-1. They're at the top. Like there's a little bit of human nature in it. I think we got a little complacent there where we probably couldn't catch Laval. We were locked into 7, and you're fighting that a bit. But I think we really challenged the group. Played a really good game in Laval on Saturday. We're okay, but the game against when we were in Belleville, the second night was a really good game. We challenged them. The game against home, I didn't like us, but the Laval game, I think the guys were challenged, and it felt like a playoff game. And tonight it carried over, and I think we talk about it all the time. Every time there's a game, whether it's you're playing for seeding or not, you got to show up and you got to show pride, and you got to, you play for the jersey, but also you play for just your reputation as a player. That no matter where you're at, is just you got to show up and play. And I think that's the message going forward, regardless of who's in the lineup. Have the same mentality, compete level, great attitude, and got to finish this season off the right way. Because I think that's another thing we talked about as well, is we work so hard, 40-plus win. That's really hard to do in the American League, really hard to do. There's only 9 teams that get a bye in the first round of the playoffs out of the 32 teams. So the guys work so hard to put us in a position where, we locked up second place with 6 games to go. Now it's just really important to finish, to end the season the right way, and the guys earn it. Like I respect our group a lot for every time they've been challenged, they've responded, and they've really committed to play winning hockey away from the puck. Ultimately, what matters the most when it comes to playoffs. You gotta grind out. You gotta wear teams down, and they've done a great job. So it's have a good practice tomorrow, and then finish the season and get ready for playoffs.